Automakers have lost their minds. Like, truly. In a world where the average cost of a new car has gone up more than 20% in only 3 years, a market where the average car is selling for more than you really could ever imagine, more than the average American can afford, quite honestly. And when we look at the facts, it really shouldn't come as a surprise that the US truck market is, well, a bit lagging. And yet car manufacturers continue to increase the prices of these same trucks. But don't take my word for it, let's look at some of the examples. First is the Ford F-150 Lightning. It's a new year, so there is no better time to invest into yourself and start your very own car sharing business, and my course, the Car Sharing Masterclass, is on sale for the new year, and you can get $150 off your purchase of the course by using the code NEWYEAR2024, but the sale ends in a few days on January 21st, so be sure to act fast. This course goes over everything from A to Z on how to start and scale a car sharing fleet with the same business model that I've used. We teach you things like how to find the right cars to buy, how to determine if they're the right cars to buy, and how to buy them at a below market value price. We go through the ins and outs of operation, from how to navigate things like maintenance and repairs, how to systemize and automate your operations and communication to make your business more semi-passive, how to handle things like your finances, business and LLC information, and insurance, and of course, what happens if your car is in an accident, as well as everything in between. When you sign up for the course, not only do you get access to 7 hours of course content, but you also get invited to a private Discord where myself and HP are in there answering questions and talking to Turo hosts, but you'll also be invited to our private monthly Zoom calls where we all connect to discuss all things car sharing. In fact, I am so confident in the quality of education that you will receive with the Car Sharing Masterclass that I offer a 30-day, robust, no questions asked money-back guarantee so that you can purchase the course at absolutely no risk. So if you're interested in checking this out, use the code NEWYEAR2024 to get $150 off your purchase. You can find the link down in the description below. The Ford F-150 Lightning is a truck that not that long ago was selling for above MSRP. And today the demand has absolutely tumbled. And in part, it's because the car market as a whole is going down, but it's also because EV demand just isn't meeting expectations. And the Ford F-150 Lightning is the best-selling EV truck on the market, though the competition is a bit thin with that one. In fact, the Ford F-150 Lightning sales increased by nearly 75% in Q4 of 2023 alone. And last year, Ford sold 24,164 F-150 Lightnings, a whopping 11,905 of those came in Q4. But even that isn't enough to bring up Ford F-150 Lightning sales to expectations, because recently Ford did announce that they would be cutting F-150 Lightning production in 2024 by nearly 50% because of waning demand. And at the same time, Ford has announced that they'll actually be increasing the price of most of their Ford F-150 Lightning models, though there are some price reductions mixed in there. And the F-150 Lightnings that are considered to be the most affordable options are also the ones that are getting the heftiest price increases. The Pro model will see an increase from $49,995 to $54,995. A $5,000 price increase. The XLT will see an increase from $54,995 to $64,995, a whopping $10,000 increase. And the Lariat will see an increase from $77,495 to $79,495, a more modest $2,000 increase, while the Platinum and Platinum Black are seeing reductions. And unfortunately, if you are a truck buyer who isn't interested in buying an electric truck and you would instead like to buy the old-fashioned gas vehicle, well, you're still going to have to pay more, because even the gas-powered F-150s have seen some substantial price increases ranging anywhere from $1,200 to a whopping $10,000. And at the same time, you have F-150 Lightnings and just general F-150s throughout the entire country that are being listed for sale but just simply aren't selling. Like this 2022 model that has been listed for over 500 days. Okay, maybe that's a bit of an extreme example, but we do have more examples than I could ever include in a video, like this 2023 model that's brand new and has been on sale for over a year, or this 2023 model that's been on sale for the entire year of 2023. The point is, while compared to other EV manufacturers, the Ford F-150 Lightning is doing well. It certainly isn't meeting expectations, and isn't doing as well as Ford anticipated. And as a whole, the EV lineup from Ford is losing a ton of money. And as a result of this, inventory is piling up at dealerships, cars just simply aren't selling, and yet prices continue to rise. And while Ford just in the last couple of weeks announced price increases for their 2024 lineup, Ram is a year ahead of them, and just this week they announced price increases for their 2025 Ram 1500 lineup, with Ram 1500 trim level seeing price increases from anywhere between $900 to a whopping $14,000. Yeah, $14,000. And with the addition of a newer trim level, the luxury variant of the Ram 1500 is going to be starting at around $89,000. And these Ram 1500 price increases include the Tradesman, which is being increased by $855 to $42,270. The Laramie, which is currently priced at $62,025, which is an increase of $5,395. The Rebel, which is being increased by $4,895 and currently sits at $66,190. The Limited, which will see an increase of $9,345, which will then be priced at $77,150. Or the Longhorn, which has just seen an astronomical price increase of $14,255, making the total vehicle price $77,645. At the same time, Ram and the Ram 1500 isn't exactly thriving when it comes to sales numbers, because in 2023, the Ram 1500 was actually down by 5%. And whenever we take a look at vehicle listings of people who are selling these cars, they also aren't exactly flying off dealership lots. For example, this 2023 model that has seen more than $10,000 in price reductions and yet still hasn't sold in nearly a year. This 2023 that's been listed for, again, a year has seen $15,000 in price reductions and still hasn't sold. Or all of these other Ram trucks that, believe it or not, have been listed for over a year and still haven't sold. Crazy, and yet these automakers continue to increase the prices of their new vehicles that are being released. And while this next one isn't a truck, it's something that we have to talk about, and that is the Jeep, more specifically the Jeep Wrangler, because the Jeep Wrangler pricing has gone absolutely wild in recent years. And while Jeeps haven't seen the year-over-year price increase that we've seen with other manufacturers like Ram or Ford, Jeeps overall have just gotten significantly more expensive. The 2024 Jeep Wrangler start at $33,890 for their base Jeep, which is the Sport two-door. And the Jeep goes all the way up to $93,440 for the Rubicon 392, a model that has received an over $4,000 price increase. And that's just the starting price. Now, like I mentioned a moment ago, Jeep isn't one of those brands that we're seeing massive swings year over year. They're not increasing their prices by $10,000, $11,000, $12,000 over 1 year period of time. And whenever we look at Jeeps and what they were priced at previously, like pre-pandemic, compared to what they're priced at today, it is absolutely crazy. And it makes total sense as to why Jeep sales are actually down. In fact, in 2023, Jeep was down 6%. Now, CarEdge did a great write-up last month talking about the surplus of inventory. I'll include a link to this down in the description below. And in that, they broke down that as of last month, Jeep had 143,000 unsold vehicles on dealership lots, and in some cases even had unsold 2022 inventory. And now we're heading into 2024 with 2024 inventory, which is even more expensive. And granted, the Jeep is one of their best inventory vehicles as of that report, but the Gladiator and the Unlimited specifically were not, and those inventory levels were piling up quickly. And if you look at cars.com, you can see a similar story. Cars that have been listed for sale for well over a year but still aren't selling. But the good news is it's not all doom and gloom, because there are some automakers that haven't increased their prices by that much. For example, the 2024 Tundra. While the most expensive trim sits at a mind-blowing $80,000, the car as a whole only saw a $1,500 price increase from 2023 to 2024. And the Toyota Tacoma saw a roughly $3,500 price increase from 23 to 24, which was actually surprising given the fact that the 24 Tacoma is a new generation. And if Toyota was going to increase a vehicle in their lineup substantially, doing that on a new generation release would have been the time. And it would have actually been a bit more justified rather than doing it mid-generation like the Ford F-150 Lightning has done. So the fact that we only saw a $3,500 price increase, which is still a lot, it's not as much as they would have expected, that is encouraging. Automakers had previously talked about how supply and demand dictates car prices, and if there's a lot of demand, car prices are going to go up as a result. But the thing that's extremely frustrating from a consumer's perspective is the fact that demand is absolutely waning and it's going down. We're seeing this in sales numbers, in dealership inventory, and in the time it takes to sell a car whenever it's listed. And yet automakers are still increasing the prices of these exact same cars year over year, which is just really, really frustrating. And I know I've said it in a number of my recent videos, but I'm beginning to lose hope that new car prices are ever going to go down. Maybe the increase will just slow down a bit. But like always, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Remember that my course, the Car Sharing Masterclass, is on sale until January 21st. You can use the code NEWYEAR2024 to get $150 off your purchase. And like always, if you have any questions, comments, if you have anything to add, I would love to hear it. So make sure to leave a comment down below. And while you guys are at it, make sure to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next video.